today's episode of the Daily Blend. I am your host, AC, and we are joined today, not quite in studio, but our guest today is Takia Thomas, who is an artist in residence at Orr Street Studio. She also is our sound engineer for the show. So Takia is pulling double duty today as a guest, and she is working the audio. Hi, TK.
Hey, Adonica. I'm so happy to be here. This is a little weird, but I love it.
I am so glad because we are so happy to have you as a guest. You get to come from behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You get to come from behind the scenes. So TK, you know, a lot of people know you in this community, know of you. We see you doing poetry. We see you doing all kinds of things. But I don't know if everybody knows about this lovely jewelry making that you have going on here.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how this started for you.
Yeah, I still consider myself to be a little bit of a newbie. I've only been doing this about 2 years. But first and foremost, I got to give a shout out to Kenny Green. That's my friend, my mentor. And I used to go and hang out with him at his studio, at his shop, Monarch Jewelry, down in the North Village Arts District. And for years, he used to try to get me to come through and take a couple of workshops, and so he can pass the torch or whatever, knowing that he wants to know that this craft and these skills can continue here in Columbia, but especially among young Black people, and actually just in the last couple of years, I feel like Kenny has been getting a lot of attention. There's been a couple people coming through and trying to learn the ways. So I want to give a shout out to him. I took a workshop with him 2 years ago, and ever since then it's been I've been self-taught, YouTube University, and then just whatever I can gain from hanging out with Kenny in his studio. So
well, I imagine sitting with Kenny just in his vicinity, soaking up all that he has to offer.
I mean, talk about a master at work. Yes.
Okay, we need to take a trip down to Kenny's
that would
spot.
be great. Yeah, that would be so much fun.
Kenny, we just invited ourselves to your space, so just FYI, we are coming. The Daily Blend is coming. Takia, I got a chance to, we've been working together for not quite a year, but close. Mm-hmm. And so tell me how it felt when you found out that you were going to be doing this artist in residency program at Orr Street Studios.
Seriously, it is still kind of it still blows my mind that I've got an artist studio right now over at Orr Street Studios. I have been, Orr Street has been a home of sorts, to me here in Columbia for a really long time, with regards to poetry. One Mic, we used to host events there at Orr Street all the time. And then we've just done other events. So really, it's really crazy to me that I'm there. They've been around for the last few years. So I've had several friends who have been past members in the AIR residency program. But yeah, again, Kenny is the one who convinced me to apply. And I love it. Like I said, I've been doing this for 2 years, and at first I used to, when I say I had my toolbox, I used to be carrying this toolbox around everywhere, home, my boyfriend's house, to my job. Sometimes I would do stuff at Uprise or Cafe Berlin, just wherever I could make space to set up and do this work. But seriously, having my own studio, it has changed the game. It's a vibe, y'all. It's a little lounge, little studio I got over there. I
love it. We're going to have to stop by and see you.
Yeah.
And this what is in front of me, this is the display that you have at Orr Street right now. That is part of the Color Black, which people can see this display with other artists, a lot of other artists, through February 22nd.
Yep. The show, The Color Black, again, that was started a couple years ago. Shout out to Orr Street Studios. Shout out to VU.
Yes.
I feel like in 2024, you would think that there would be more active, participation in uplifting marginalized artists. But really, Orr Street, they've been leading the charge here for a while now. But yeah, the exhibit is dope. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Yeah, well, I am looking at the pieces, and the pieces are dope.
Thank you. And you're wearing a pair of my earrings today.
This pair of earrings that is here on display is very similar to the pair that I have on today. This is my pair from you. I have a few. I think I have 3 pairs of your earrings.
I actually think you have 4.
Oh, yeah. Yay.
I keep track. Anytime, one of my favorite parts of me doing this is literally just seeing people looking fly fly and wearing my stuff. So you have worn multiple pairs of my earrings on this show.
Yes.
I've been able to participate in a couple of fashion shows. Want to give a shout out to the Walking Art Fashion Show. I know we've done a couple of these past couple years at Orr Street Studios, and then Set the Standard Fashion Show up in Jeff City. I consider my pieces to be like statement pieces, like
Yes.
built for the runway, but they're light enough for everyday wear. So anytime I can see you in it, like I'm like, that's me. Like,
I love anytime I'm like, oh, yep, I know exactly which pair of earrings I am wearing. I literally bought this outfit based on these earrings. Legit. That's how this came about. Tell me a little bit about this book.
Yeah, Gold of Africa. So I consider myself to be like a little bit of a history buff, whether that's like through what I write in poetry, but so much of what so much of what I'm drawn to, like in this jewelry, is the history of it. I primarily work with brass, and silver and copper, bronze, but primarily with brass. And I love it for its golden color. You know, when you just think about like gold mining and adornment, like it's been around. I mean, it's ancient. I mean, like 17th century, you know, like type stuff. So I love that book. It has so much information about the history of different areas of Africa. And how they use adornment and gold and brass and like the lost wax casting system. That's an ancient technique used for sculptures and jewelry and stuff. I could really talk like all day about this, but I would say that that book is great for inspiration. I want my work to look like it was kind of plucked from from an ancient ruin, or big and bold and bright, but again, light enough for everyday wear.
Definitely light enough for everyday wear. I am a testimony. See,
thanks, Travis.
Light enough for everyday wear. I'm shaking my head and I feel no discomfort.
Okay,
just so you know.
Let them know.
Absolutely. So TK, tell us again how we can find you.
Yes, actually, I do have an Instagram. I just started one. It's at Ground and Gold Jewelry. That's on Instagram. But yeah, more to come on the way.
Always.
Come catch us at the Color Black at Orr Street.
Thank you for joining us, TK.